excitement. Because after you get struck by lightning, there's thunder.
We lose Escobar. Oh, there we go.
Awesome power of nature. Hot excitement. Because after you get struck by lightning, there's thunder.
Everyone, and welcome to the Wrestling Experience. My name is Earl Cole, and tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for the long delay, but I'm here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, with the Wrestling Experience. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be wrapping up AEW Dynamite. We're going to be talking about AEW Dynamite tonight, and of course, we're going to be talking about the controversy that happened at All Out. Yeah, well, it's all right. But we're also going to wrap up All Out pay-per-view, and we're going to be discussing the Clash of the Castle. But I'm here alone, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not here alone. Tonight, for you, I have the one and the only returning here from the CNE podcast, Mr. Escobar Morales. Let's get him on the screen.
What's going on, everybody? How we doing?
Escobar, welcome to the Wrestling Experience. Welcome back, sir. How are you doing tonight?
I am doing really wonderful. I am ready for a NFL Week 1 as we get ready for the Buffalo Bills and the Rams. It has been a wild week for sports, but you know what? Can we just talk about how crazy professional wrestling is for like a minute? I mean, we have controversies out the wall. We had an amazing show, in my opinion, with Clash at the Castle. And I am going to say it, and I will cat cheat, and I don't care. I think Clash at the Castle was a better show than All Out.
Well, you know something, Escobar. I thought that the whole weekend was good. What happened
Right.
afterwards was not good. What happened afterwards
Oh, no.
was not good.
Very unprofessional, by the way, and distasteful.
We're going to talk about that because there were millions of dollars of arena damage. There are a lot of people that are scratching their heads at Tony Khan and why he has the inmates running the asylum. So we're going to discuss that tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to give you my own opinion on this situation because this is really bad. This isn't good at all. This is a black eye to the professional wrestling. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do tonight is we are going to discuss AEW Dynamite. Escobar, let me ask you a question. What did you make of last night's AEW Dynamite?
I think it was handled in the most professional way possible, given the circumstances between the Elite and CM Punk. I believe the decision was the right thing to do by stripping them both of their World's Trios and World's Heavyweight Championship. And I also believe that the Death Triangle are deserving of those titles as well as the Best Friends, but the Death Triangle definitely earned it. And I am looking forward to this tournament as we look forward to see what's going to lead up to Grand Slam. I mean, we got MJF, we got Chris Jericho, Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley. I mean, well, MJF isn't in the tournament, but MJF is going to get that shot at Full Gear. And I have to give another quick shout out to Normal Guy saying, "What's up, Earl?" Normal guy, hope you're doing good. Please hit that like button, man. We appreciate you tuning into the stream.
Yes, thank you very much, normal guy. You've always been a soldier here and on the wrestling experience, and we appreciate you wholeheartedly. Let me just say this before we continue with the show. Um, Last Sunday night, first of all, that we did for All Out, that I hosted, garnered 197 views on the internet. It was the most watch along I have ever produced, that the Hardcore Sports Network, excuse me, ever produced, and I
Yes,
hosted.
sir.
My channel exploded with 497 views. We gained 8 new subscribers out of the whole deal. So last weekend, ladies and gentlemen, All Out was a complete success all around. Not only for me, not only for my channel, but for AEW. But what happened afterwards was disgusting. At first, I didn't believe what was happening backstage. At first, I didn't believe it. But after what Tony Khan, I believe the entire story. Mitch what's up? How are you? Hit the like, but thank you very much for popping
Mitch
in, Mitch Kowski. I
MK.
appreciate him. Mitch,
I'm gonna start calling him
yes,
Mortal Kombat.
Mitch is the founding
MK.
one of the founding yes, Mitch is one of the founding fathers of the Hardcore Sports Network. And it was him who helped me advance and enhance this show. Well, I also have another team behind the scenes who helped me enhance the show. And I couldn't do it without their support and your support. So I want to thank all my new subscribers and everyone who wants to join the Hardcore Sports Network. Follow them on Twitch at Hardcore Sports One, and of course follow them on Twitter at Hardcore Sports N. And then please subscribe to my channel as well. So let's talk about this dynamite. Let's just go through this. First of all,
Let's
Tony
do it.
Khan came on the air last night. Let Tony. What did you make of Tony Khan's announcement last night, Escobar?
It was very professional. It was the only way that could be handled the correct and adequate way. And I think Tony Khan deserved to do what he felt like was right. These are all grown men and these are all adults here that are trying to do a job. And if you're going to act crazy at your job and act a fool and be ignorant and bite people, throw people chairs and everything, you deserve the punishment. And another shout out to Chad Schrader saying, "What's up, Earl?" Chad, thank you for tuning into the stream. We appreciate it.
Yeah, Chad. Thank you very much. Another loyal soldier. Welcome aboard, Chad. Thank you. Um, yeah, I thought the announcement by Tony Khan solidified the story behind the scenes, and it was the right thing for me to feel good as a wrestling fan, knowing that he finally took some action against this disgusting display that took place behind the scenes at All Out. I mean, this was just absolutely disgusting. This display of unprofessional behavior was absolutely mind blowing and jaw dropping. This was absolutely you. I mean, for you to lock yourself in the locker room, for you then to have the Young Bucks break down the locker room door and damage it, and then ripping the video things off the wall in the locker room was absolutely ridiculous. And Tony Khan, let me just say something before we go through these matches. Tony Khan, you have to stop treating your wrestlers and your staff like they're friends. This is a wrestling organization. This is a business. This is not friends meeting around the couch for beer and watching TV. This is a wrestling organization. And if you want to be professional and you want to be taken seriously, you have got to control your company and your employees. Don't let one person come into your world and your locker room and control everything and make everyone feel alienated or unwanted or whatever is going on. You've got to control that organization. You've got to control it. And stop with these WWE references in every segment of your show. Don't worry about WWE. Don't worry about them. Clean your house first before you even talk about someone else's. Stop with this shit already. Stop it. Because it is becoming redundant. Your wrestling organization is messy. Clean the crap up now before you go under. And that's all I got to say about that. Now, now, let's talk about this. So MJF, after Tony Khan's announcement, cuts a promo. Escobar, what did you make of MJF's promo?
MJF told the truth. MJF is very underappreciated. I just have to say this. CM Punk, I remember we did our Rampage recap episode 2 on the C&E podcast. And I remember you, Kyle, and I were talking about how we were looking forward to it. CM Punk apologized to the fans. And he said that he was sorry for what he did and he's going to make it up to us, put over the talent, work with others, and make sure everything's good. And you know what? I feel like I wake up with egg on my face because you know what? None of that even happened. I think with him definitely bad mouthing and pretty much trying to expose Colt Cabana's financial and personal stuff, that was very unprofessional in my opinion. You could have just left it as Colt Cabana and I aren't discussing things no more. We're not doing this. You don't need to tell them about how he has a bank account with his mom. You don't need to tell him about how he can't do certain things, how he used to help with bills and everything. Because you know what? Pro wrestlers can't make it all right on the first year of the income. They can't. I mean, for crying out loud, CM Punk was sleeping in his car as well as everything else. On top of that, too, he couldn't even have. If we wanted to, we could mention about how he couldn't do much with money and everything like that because his older brother dropped out while his parents wasted so much money and bought him new cars and everything like that. And we're not going to talk about the amount of money that CM Punk wasted by going to fight camps and everything, by signing a 4-year UFC contract for him to only fight 2 fights and lose in both rounds, both on pay-per-view. And he was supposed to draw you like he was going to be the next best thing, better than Brock Lesnar. CM Punk is writing checks that his ass can't cash, and he got caught. Eddie Kingston said it best in that promo leading it up to Full Gear when he was calling him, and I quote, he goes, "You stupid, low-life, inconsiderate, narcissistic bitch." When he made that and talked about how, oh, you buried other people, you became friends with the booker, you always like to talk behind other people. Now, Eddie Kingston, I'll tell you this. Eddie Kingston is a professional wrestler that makes you feel just like Maxwell Jacob Friedman. And he proved all the points right about how Punk was doing. And you know what? The only thing I just don't want, but it's going to be this way because I discussed this with Cameron on the CNE podcast, MJF's new gimmick is pretty much going to be gaslighting the crowd, calling Tony Khan a mark, and threatening to go to WWE. But the thing is like, as much as it would be entertaining, I want you to think about this. In the long run, the WWE still wins. If you're trying to be an alternative, don't do WWE shit. If you're trying to be an alternative, do something they don't do. I mean, I get it. It's your competition. You want to be better. But competition is supposed to bring out the best in people, not bring out the worst in people. And that's what I'm seeing. Earl, think about this. We are seeing grown-ass adults pretty much trying to one-up one another with their egos and their philosophy on life. But yet, you know what? At the end of the day, real talk, all they need to do is their job. I mean, you can have fun, make your friends along the way and everything, but they should have known what the toxicity the egotistical people and everything. I seriously believe that with this segment and everything, it leads more to a speculation as to why Cody left, why John Moxley seems unhappy, why wrestlers like Malachi Black left, and also why other wrestlers are feeling unappreciated and why they're not getting that spotlight. I mean, it's very this is a interesting way for wrestling because it's also scary because you don't know what's real and you don't know what's part of the show now. And that's the thing you have to watch out for. Because if you go too serious all the time, it could lead to some bad situations, maybe a lawsuit or much more, but you got to be careful with it. That's the thing. You need to be really careful because it won't go well. But people don't seem to realize that because, like I said, this is a business at the end of the day. You got to do what's best for your company. And if you're trying to be a jackass on TV and trying to prove that you can do this and you don't live up to par, you're pretty much not making that company money.
No, but I mean, I agree with the entire assessment, Escobar. We did discuss about CM Punk and on your show, and the thing is that I feel like I was slapped in the face.
Me
I
too.
feel that I feel like I was lied to, and problem that I have with CM Punk, he burns bridges all the time with people. He brings out their personal demons. And that is not right. That, first of all, it's none of your business. It's none of your business how someone is struggling or what they do or how they get by. That is none of your business. That is not for you to air someone's dirty laundry in public. And Tony Khan, he's the biggest fool I've ever seen in my life. You sitting next to this man, he's sitting at the table, he's telling your personal business to the media. And instead of you saying to yourself, well, let me cut his mic off because this is too much for me. No, he's sitting
He
back
allows himself to get
like
cut
they're
off. He allowed it to get
friends,
cut off.
like they're yeah, and the thing is that he sits there like they're friends, like they're buddies, and he just makes them go on and on and on with this diatribe. Then all of a sudden, he gets up from the table, and then they start brawling in the back. I mean, this was just this was embarrassing.
Had
This
it not
was
been for Chris
just
Jericho saying anything, who knows what might have else happened, you know?
it was embarrassing. It's embarrassing. This situation is disgusting. It sickens me. What kind of a world do we live in where you have to sit there and embarrass someone and bring out their personal business? I don't think I could sleep at night if I did that to someone. I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, this is just absolutely ridiculous. So Tony Khan did the right thing here. He did the right thing, ripping them both. He did the right thing. Now he has to pay tens of millions of dollars in damage to the arena.
He can make
But
that up. He has the
look,
Jaguars and
listen,
everything
you
too, but it ain't fair.
no, but my question is, will they ever be allowed to come back in that arena? That's a good question. Um, okay, so let's talk about this for a second. What did you make, Escobar, of the Chris Jericho promo?
Chris Jericho is such an entertaining wrestler, sports entertainer, whatever you want to call him. I mean, Chris Jericho is definitely someone, I'll be honest, growing up as a kid, I kind of like I knew of him and I thought he was good, but I didn't think he was all that. But as I got older and realized the work that he has done and realized that he has been through so much, I'm like, Jericho, you got you a resume. I mean, who else can say they beat The Rock and Steve Austin on the same night and was also the inaugural AEW World Champion? and who could also say that they pretty much helped start a faction and build new talent. Best way to describe it is that Chris Jericho pretty much like he's like the modern day, my opinion, Terry Funk of the generation. He's putting over that new talent. And shout out to the Diet Dr. Pepper. I'm rocking the Mountain Dew today, by the way. And that's all I gotta
Yeah,
say.
I agree with the assessment. No, no, no. I mean, I agree with the assessment. Um, I thought I thought the promo was great. I had no issues with it. Jericho is on a high right now. He's on a winning streak, and he beat Brian Danielson in the ring with the Judas Effect last week, and he's going to move on. Now, let me ask you something, Escobar. What did you make of John Moxley's promo?
I feel everything. John Moxley is AEW. John Moxley carried AEW on his back during the pandemic. I want you to think about this. In that very first AEW show, first AEW programming, May 25th, 2019, he cashed in all of his chips. And you know what? We knew he was going to be there, but that plan, that effect of when he came out and he freaking delivered the Death Rider to both Jericho, referee Paul Turner, and on a poker chip, Kenny Omega, and stood tall on top of in the MGM Grand Garden Arena, you knew that man was going to be something special. Regardless if it's a promo, a segment, a match on Dynamite, Rampage, Dark Elevation, John Moxley proves to himself why he is the innovator. Not the innovator of violence. Wow. The purveyor of violence. Sorry, Tommy Dreamer. The purveyor of violence, as well as the Death Rider, as well as one of the founding members of the Blackpool Combat Club.
Yeah, I agree with the assessment. Again, I agree. I thought the promo was just very passionate. I thought the promo was to the mark. And I thought the promo just hit home for everything. I mean, John Moxley needs to go back on top as the champion, and I think that he should win this tournament. I think he should win the tournament because
I agree.
I
He
think
deserves. He
he
deserves
was
it.
not right, and he deserves it. And I think that he should win this tournament hands down. He would be my favorite. He would be my pick to win the tournament.
Have you
Um,
realized,
and
Earl,
then he
that
would
when he's lost the world title, I'm sorry to cut you off. Have you realized that all the
no,
times that he has lost the world title, it has resulted in some bullshit? He lost it in that bullshit
yes,
finish with Kenny Omega and Don Callis. We had that ugly,
yeah,
that disgusting, just horribly planned barbed wire death match just for him to go into a
right.
tag team with Eddie Kingston to extend the reign of the World Tag Team titles for the Young Bucks. He loses the IWGP United States Championship to Lance Archer in Dallas. And you know what? He gets what? He ends up getting sick with his mental health, go suffering with his not his drug addiction, his alcohol issues, and then he goes to therapy, comes back. Yet he don't get enough recognition or respect. I mean, John Moxley has literally
Right.
reinvented himself and has done so much. And he deserves that title. He is literally AEW. Cameron said it best, and I'm gonna quote him. John Moxley is AEW's John Cena. Regardless of what, you can get him to cut a promo, you can get him to wrestle a match. He is a guy you can rely on and know he will not let the fans down. Whether they cheer or boo him, he will always get the job done, and we will always be left entertained and wanting more of John Moxley.
Agree. That fact. I'm not going to argue with that fact because it is true. It is absolutely true. Moxley deserves to win this tournament. He deserves it, and I think he should move on in this tournament. And I think it's a right decision. Um, So we have that, and then let's just talk about the matches for a second. Death Triangle took on the Best Friends and Orange Cassidy for the Trios Championship, the vacated Trios Championship. The match was great. I love the spots in the match. Ray Phoenix has to be one of my best luchadors I have ever seen in my life when it comes to innovative offense and moves. The spots in this match were just absolutely fantastic. Everyone sold the moves clean. And Pac, let me just say something about Pac. He can take some bumps, but this guy can sell them. Let me tell you something. This guy Pac, man, he is good at what he does in the ring. I had no issues with the match. I had no issues with the outcome. Um, what did you think of it, Escobar?
Honestly, it left me wanting more. Like the best way I could describe it is like I was so thrilled and enjoyed of the match that even when it was over, like I was happy, but I wasn't happy because it's like I wanted to see what more they could do. Like honestly, I think it would be great if we could get like a series of matches, like a best of seven series between the best friends and the Death Triangle, which was so tied into Orange Cassidy challenging Pac for the Mid Atlantic Championship. Or we could finally see the Lucha Brothers and Pac finally get like the dangerous run that they were supposed to get, and hopefully they can take it to Ring of Honor or challenge up some of the other wrestlers as well. I think it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. I will say this though, I do kind of wish the trios title was brought along while Team Taz with Brian Cage, Ricky Starks, and Powerhouse Hobbs was around because I felt like they should have been the inaugural champions. But I digress. I just hope that this will finally go in the right direction, and I feel like this will definitely right the wrong of what happened at All Out.
Yeah. Again, you know, Tony Khan had to clean up a unprofessional and unnecessary mess. And he has the mob to do it. So again, I had no issues whatsoever with this match. I had zero issues with it. I thought it was solid. I thought it was great. It was a good start to Dynamite, and I mean, this was great. This was absolutely great. Great start, good stuff by Tony Khan to book this match. It was good. Let's talk about this. Tony Storm took on Ford. Excuse me.
You're
Tony
good.
Storm. Tony Tony Storm, ladies and gentlemen, is uh, Escobar. What did you think of this match?
I thought it was wonderful. I mean, I thought the match was good. I'm glad to see Penelope Ford back on AEW television, but I'm more invested in Jamie Hayter breaking away from Dr. Britt Baker.
Oh,
I'm more invested in that,
remember you
honestly.
if you speak about her, then you must do it. It is Dr. Brent Baker, D
Ye-
M D.
Only for you, Earl. You're the only reason why I'll do it. For anybody else is no. But I'm serious. I'm more invested in Jamie Hayter. Not to take away from the match, but the match was good. But I want more. I want to see what Jamie Hayter can do. Like, can we like honestly admit Jamie Hayter was definitely one of the crowd favorites of that pay-per-view, along with the acclaim. Like the acclaim was over in Chicago, dude. Like it felt like I was watching
Yeah, we'll
Michael
discuss that
Jordan back in
later.
the freaking Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, I had no issues with this match. I thought it was great. She came down with her husband. the guy in the box. And then he was talking to the box. I don't know what to make of that. It reminded me of Al Snow and Ed. That's what it reminded me of when he's up there
Don't
talking.
sleep on Kip Sabian. He was on the Wrestling Experience for that
No,
brief cameo. Don't sleep on Kip
listen,
Sabian.
listen here, listen. He was just popping in for 5 seconds.
He still
He
counted.
was popping in for
counted.
5 seconds.
He
I'm
did the
sorry,
cameo.
but yeah, I know Escobar. I know. But politically forward, I thought the match was I thought it was okay. I thought it was okay.
It was okay.
I thought it was
It was like a little bit of, it was like a supreme pizza, a little bit of green peppers, mushrooms, and onions. Okay, it's a little bit of a smell kick to it. That's good. It was okay. It was like a supreme. It was okay. But I want more of Jamie Hayter. That's what I want. Hikaru Shida is still the best in my opinion. I don't care.
Right.
But Jamie Hayter, I want more of.
Yeah, again, like I said before, and I'll say it again, the match was solid. I mean, the both ladies, they did their job in the ring. It worked for what it did. I'm just glad that she didn't get pinned in the match, Tony Storm. That was the only thing that I was happy about. But other than that, it was great. It was good. The TNT Championship match. It was Wardlow taking on Mr. Tony Nese.
Premier athlete, the man with the 8-pack.
Yeah, what did you make of this match?
I must give a shout out to Eric Bischoff because he put on Twitter a TNT title defense on TBS. Very interesting. I thought that was very funny, in my opinion. Very, very ironic. Wardlow has proven to be an absolute monster with the TNT Championship. It is bringing back a little bit of prestige with the title, which I definitely love so much. However, I need to see him start defending that title more instead of aligning himself with FTR. I'm telling you, I will be down for a Miro versus Wardlow. Hell, I'm down for a classic David versus Goliath match and Wardlow versus Darby Allin. Better yet, I think they should pull the trigger, in my opinion, after this feud's over. I want to see Wardlow versus Jungle Boy. That's what I want to see. I feel like that would be an excellent matchup for the TNT title.
Yeah, well, we're
or give it to Ricky Starks.
Right.
You got Ricky Starks too. Or Powerhouse Hobbs, because Powerhouse Hobbs had his victory.
Yep, he certainly did. I thought the match was it was literally a squash. The match was literally a squash. I don't know about anybody else. If you don't agree with it, that's fine. But to me, I felt it was a
squash qualities. I wouldn't say it's full squash. I say it had like a quality of it. But Tony Nese is still portrayed as like that joke character still, you know?
Yeah, I just thought that, he didn't have hardly any offense in the match. Wardlow just dominated him. He just dominated him, and I just was like, okay. And then he was talking about how people are talking about him. There was no other adjective to describe it. So then he goes and he says, hi Jody Beard, how are you? Hit the like button.
Jody, loving the jack-o'-lantern profile, by the way. Love it as we get ready for Halloween.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. So the match was good. I mean, there was no offense here. But I like what Wardlow said about the people on the internet, talking about him, talking about his title, talking about what he's supposed to do, what he ought to do. He said he's his own man. He knows what he's doing. I loved it. Halloween is my favorite holiday. Well, that's good, Jody. That's great.
I like Thanksgiving. You get
Um,
to get fat and enjoy yourself.
So anyway, yeah, the match again. Like I said, the match was good. The match was great. Here's another match that was really good. Will Yuta, Will Yuta took on Daniel Garcia. Yeah, we already expounded upon that, Jody. Thank you. Um, Will Yuta took on Daniel Garcia for the Ring of Honor Pure Championship. This was a fantastic match. This match was hard hitting. This match was, my God, what can I say? I mean, these two men brought it.
Professional wrestling.
Yes, 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 yes. In the end, Yuta tapped out, and we have a new Ring of Honor Pure Champion in Daniel Garcia. Escobar, what did you make of this match?
Oh, Daniel Garcia. Okay, one, it's in the hometown of Buffalo, New York. And I don't know how to describe it. I'll just describe it like this. On my dad's side of the family, my Puerto Rican side, who represents New York, there's just something about when you're in that hometown and you're getting hype, you're getting that motivation. Like I felt like I knew that Daniel Garcia was gonna win. There was a little bit of doubt, but that motivation that he had, and Daniel Garcia, I'm not gonna lie, that is a wrestler that's gonna go very far in this company. I mean, I'm gonna say it. I would love to see Daniel Garcia versus MJF if possible for the World Heavyweight Championship. Hell, I'll tell you this much, if it's possible, later down the line, I want those two to wrestle at Madison Square Garden. Buffalo versus Long Island, Battle of New York. You're telling me that ain't gonna put money right there? That's gonna put money right there. I'm telling you.
Um, the match was I'm gonna disagree. I'm gonna respectfully disagree with you, Jody. It did matter. The match mattered. It did. And of course, it culminated into something that I think we need to look at very closely. Because at the end of the match, ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Garcia not only shook the hand of Will Yuta, but he also shook the hand of Daniel Bryan. So my question is this the culmination of him coming to the Combat Club? Or he is playing us and he's going to sign with Jericho? It is very interesting to see where this is going to go. Because
I think he's
Jericho
gonna be a
came down the
freelancer.
ramp and he was not happy.
I think he'll be a freelancer and leave everybody going it for himself. Because Daniel Garcia did it without the Jericho
Because,
Appreciation Society.
yeah, he did. Well, Jericho said in the promo that he did backstage, he said, "You weren't there for me last time." Almighty Finesse, how are you? Hit that like button. Um,
Was good, Almighty.
so he said that because that Garcia wasn't there for him when he won at All Out, he wasn't going to be there for Garcia, and he kept his word. He didn't interfere in the match. The match ended clean. It was a clean finish. And I had no issues with what was happening. I want to know definitively now, is he going to be part of the Combat Club, or is he just going to go, or he's just going to give us a swerve and go with Jericho? It is something that needs to be expounded upon and to be investigated. because it's uh, it's something that needs to be addressed. So um, the Grand Slam tournament began last night, and we had Hangman Adam Page versus Daniel Bryan. Now there was a rumor after what happened at All Out. There was a rumor that Hangman Adam Page quit AEW or he was fired for
Where'd
his
you read that at?
involvement in this disgusting display. But apparently he wasn't involved. Huh?
Where'd you read that
It
at? I
was
never saw
multiple
that.
reports. There were. Yeah,
I just
it
thought
was
he
in
left
the
the
internet.
building.
It was. I listen, I didn't. I mean, I looked at it. I didn't buy it. I didn't believe it. Um, it was some fake thing on the internet, some fake AEW press release that was put on the internet, and that was made by probably some junior kid that don't have a job, stuck in the basement.
Not the
So
basement. It's too hot down there,
yeah,
especially in the
well,
summertime.
well, you know,
You good?
you know what I mean. So anyway, those rumors were false. He did not leave the company. He wasn't fired. He wasn't anything. I don't think he was
J
involved in the match.
Taco.
J Taco for life.
J
How are you, my friend?
Taco.
Thank you very much. How are you, my friend? Thank you very much. So the match began, and I thought, "How's it going, bro?" I am doing fine, J Taco for life. Thank you very much. Tomorrow is my birthday, and yes, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen,
happy early.
yeah, thank you very much. We are going to party like New York style tomorrow night for my birthday. So anyway,
Just drink water after you drink your alcohol. You gotta balance it
exactly.
out.
Uh,
You gotta balance that
um,
out.
Thank you very much, Jake Taco for life. I appreciate it. Um, so the match was great. I love the match. I thought the match was great. Hangman Adam Page and Brian Danielson tore the house down again. Part number 4. Escobar, what did you think of the match?
I can definitely say Brian really needed to win this match because he has lost to Hangman once, I believe. I think he lost him once or twice, and they had a draw twice. So, I mean, this is definitely necessary for Brian to win. Hangman will definitely elevate. Like, Hangman is kind of like Eddie Kingston when he loses. It's like when he loses, we want more, and we can still see the best in him, but it's not going to hurt him, if that makes sense. He can still be that underdog. And Blaze Radio says, Happy Earl Day. Yo, I like that. Happy Earl Day. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go, Blaze.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Blaze Radio. I appreciate you. You know, you all need to subscribe to Blaze Radio because he is just absolutely fabulous.
And I got breaking news right
he's
now. It's wrestling related. The Rock is
okay.
live right now in SoFi Stadium announcing the NFL. I would show, but I'm not trying to get no copyright strike.
No. Excuse me, it's a wrong show. Go back to NXT 2.0. Okay. All right, J Taco for life.
Which was the wrong
Apparently,
show.
Escobar made a little. I have no idea what he's saying. I don't know. I think you made a little
What
flub
I
of
do
that.
wrong? What I do wrong? I do. As long as nobody throwing food at me like they did last time at work, I'm good.
Oh,
Oh, talking about the
jeez,
NFL.
that's not good.
But it's Thursday. NXT's on Tuesdays.
Oh,
wrong day, Jay Taco. Just kidding, bro. You good?
So the match was good. The match was great. I had no issues with the match. I had no issues with the winner. Um, I was just making a joke because he was talking about AEW when he was on NXT. Oh, okay.
Close enough.
Um,
Close enough. I'm just kidding.
uh, uh, um, so yeah, the match was great. I had no issues with the match, and the right person won, and they're gonna move on in the tournament. Um, so ladies and gentlemen, that was AEW Dynamite. Great show. Right decision by Tony Khan. But Tony Khan, really, I'm going to give you the most best advice I could possibly give you, my friend. You have to control your organization and your workers. You cannot let them run amok. And you can't be friends with them. You are a boss. You are running a company. And if you want to expand this company internationally, you've got to clean your mess up before you do that. You got to stop with these WWE references. You have to stop with that. You've got to stop. You have to control your company, Tony Khan. You got to do better than that, dude. And don't make these people run over you. Don't make these people step on you. You've got to be tough. You've got to be tough because if you don't, Tony Khan, you're not going to last 20. You're not going to last past 2023. You just won't. You won't because no one is going to sit there and go on the internet and see all this messiness and then go there and want to put investment in your show, like buy tickets and stuff like that. No one wants to see that. No one wants to see messiness like that. This was an embarrassment. This was a complete and utter embarrassment to you and your company. This was a black eye on your company. And I can't believe you just sat there and let the whole thing unfold and you did nothing about it. You just stick your hand in your pocket and you said, I have no comment. What do you mean you have no comment? This was embarrassing. Everyone on the internet was talking about it. At
He
first
should
I
have
thought
drank
the
the
story
white
at
claws
first I thought the
and been
story
like, drank all the white claws and been like, look, like get some pep in that step.
yeah, I mean it wasn't good. And let me just say something else before we move on here. In a regular world, if you had a fist fight like they did in the locker room there, if you had a fist fight with the EVP of a company, I don't care what company it is, the vice president of the company, you had a fist fight with that person, do you know what's going to happen to you next? You know what's going to happen to you then? You're going
Red
to
and
be
white make
terminated
paint.
immediately.
Here's your slip.
And you could forget about, that's right, you're out of here. You are out of here. You could forget about getting a reference. You could forget about everything because you acted like a fool. And I have no sympathy for CM Punk anymore. I have no sympathy for him. I think he's disgusting and he's unprofessional. And I don't want to even talk about him anymore because he's irrelevant to me now. He's irrelevant. He is because I'm disgusted. Okay, so
CM Punk has been CM canceled.
what we're gonna do now, ladies and gentlemen, exactly. Um, what we're gonna do right now, ladies and gentlemen, is we are going to wrap up the All Out pay per view. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we had 15 matches. on this show.
Mm.
15.
Mm.
It was a long night of wrestling. A very long night. Now the 0 hour had some flubba-dubs. Let me just be real here. The 0 hour had some flubba-dubs on the telecast. Some of the matches on the 0 hour did not belong anywhere near a pre-show. The last match, however, on the pre-show was fantastic. The middle
Absolutely.
was a flat, unbaked cake. Yeah, the last match was great. The middle part of the show was a flat, unbaked cake. So it needed improvement. So we're gonna discuss this right now. Okay. Here we go. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right. Let's just talk about this for a second. Hook and Angelo Parker. Is everybody in here a hooker? No, I'm not talking about that hooker, but hook slash ER.
Aw. Yes. Don't put my personal life out like that, Earl. Come on
Hook
now.
took on Angelo. No, 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 no. I do not do that, Escobar. No,
Okay.
no, I don't do that. No, no, my friend, I don't do that.
Mm-mm.
Anyway, I digress. Um, what did you make of this match, Escobar? Mm.
I wouldn't go on the limb and say that the pre-show was bad or like a flat cake, like you said, unbaked. I believe honestly everything was good except for the AAA mixed tag team title match. Sammy Guevara did not protect Ruby Soho with one of the tag team moves, and I hope that Ruby Soho is really okay, and I hope she gets a good recovery. Hook is still being advertised like this badass, like his dad was in ECW. It's a matter of time before he gets it. And on top of that as well, you got to realize too that pretty much at the end of the day, you just got to slowly build it up. Pac and Kip Sabian, in my opinion, I believe they elevated really well with Kip Sabian coming back. But Eddie Kingston and Tomohiro Ishii, that match was wonderful. I love their work. But however, in my opinion, I didn't really think All Out was mainly all that. But that's just me, though.
Um, here's the thing. Here's the thing. First of all, let's just backtrack for a second here. Let's just backtrack.
Go for it.
Some of these matches, had zero build to it. Zero build. So some of the matches here made no sense. Some of them made absolutely no sense. I had no idea what was happening here. Why is this happening? And this is the problem that I have. You see, this is the problem. You focus on another wrestling organization, but you don't clean up your house. Now, why was this match put together? Why? For what? Week after week, he comes on TV once, so he says, "Oh, come here, send hooks and hooks and hooks and hooks." Okay, we send hooks. This was not pre-show worthy. This match was not pre-show worthy. This match, to me, I would say I would put it on Dynamite. I mean, I would have put it on Rampage, or I would have did a Dark or something like that. This was not worth. Now, what should have replaced this match would have been the Jay Cargill match. The Jay Cargill match should have been replaced with this match, and that would have gave more time to the match because the Athena. Well, we're going to talk about that in a minute, but I thought that this match didn't deserve that. So the match was okay, but it wasn't for me. It didn't do anything for me. I'm sorry, it just didn't. Not it wasn't pre-show worthy. Um, Sammy Guevara and Tay Mello versus Ortiz and Ruby Soho for the mixed championship match. Again, another match that had zero build to it, and again, it had zero interest in it. They just popped the match off because they were in an interview and they challenged them, and then they were, well, you know something, Sammy Guevara now he's gonna have to go to a psychiatrist because he's gonna be dealing with cart phobia. He's gonna be afraid of golf carts for the rest of his life. Because they drove a golf cart into the arena to run him over, like the stadium stampede match. So for
That was
some
funny.
strange reason, yeah, that for some strange reason, they just seem to want to run him over with a cart. And I think that Mr. Guevara is going to be a fearful of golf carts for the rest of his life. But anyway, I digress. The match made no sense. The kissing, the tongue kissing, and all of that stuff, that was not necessary. All of that was not necessary. The match was stupid. It was just downright stupid. It made no sense. Again. No, it wasn't. It wasn't pre-show worthy. So Escobar, before you say anything, we're gonna have to use this hashtag tonight, Escobar. And I
Oh
think you know
shit.
what that is. I
Oh
think you
shit.
know. Oh yes, Escobar. We're gonna have to dust it off.
I
I'm
gotta say it.
sorry,
I
Escobar.
think I am. I think you're thinking.
Yeah.
When they did Cactus Jack's debut in Madison Square Garden. I think I am. I think you're thinking. What is it?
Uh-huh. What are you doing, AEW?
Forget
What are you
about it.
doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Use the hashtag. What are you doing, AEW? What are you doing? Because this match was ridiculous. Fighting in your street clothes during an interview, getting run over in the cart, Ruby Soho breaking her nose. She had to get surgery. I mean, this was just ridiculous. The match was, it just, Escobar, help me now. What did you think of this match?
I will do my best to dissect this, and I must get ready for bed because I got to get up at 7 tomorrow. I'm going to say
Okay.
this. If you want to have a good show advertised for a pay-per-view, let alone a pre-show, don't do 15 matches. Put stuff that builds up that adds on to it. And here's an idea. If you're trying to build it up, put it on YouTube, put it on Facebook, put it on Twitter. No one knows how to market anymore, and that's a shame. And I feel like they should start doing that more often. Will they do it? No, they won't. So, here's what I'm going to say about Ortiz, Ruby Soho versus Guevara and Mello. They have go away heat. I get it. They were trying to hype up the crowd, but I kind of feel like this was all advertised because they knew it was going to be some bullshit after the show ended.
I just, again, Escobar, I don't know. I just, dude,
Earl, your
this
birthday
just did.
tomorrow. Don't stress it. Get you a Corona, put a lime in it, or get you a frozen strawberry margarita, and just be like, you know what? Sabes que, and just drink and be like, I'm done. That's all I have to say right now. But unfortunately, I do need to sign
Because
off because I need to catch up on
this,
sleep.
Well, Escobar, look, listen, I appreciate you coming this far, and thank you so much. I am going to carry on with the show, but I
You got
appreciate
it.
you so much for you. I appreciate you coming on tonight, Escobar, and I wish you a very happy weekend. A good. I hope you enjoy the first week of football, and I hope we'll get to do this again in the near future. And I hope that I can get to you and your schedule permits.
Which I appreciate because trying to be an assistant manager at a Little Caesars where we're the pizza sponsor of the NFL is a little stressful right now. It is, but I appreciate you working with me. I really do. You have yourself a good night and you have a
No, no,
have a happy
it's been.
birthday.
Thank you very much, Escobar. I appreciate it, and enjoy your weekend, please, and be safe. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Escobar Morales, and he's going to go to bed now and get ready for a busy day tomorrow. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to just carry on with the show, and let's continue. So anyway, that was my take on the the AAA championship. Eddie Kingston took on Tomohiro Ishii. The match was fantastic. The match was great. I had no issues with this match whatsoever. These two men brought it. They brought it. It was good. It was hard hitting. It was fantastic. It was great. It had great fluidity to it. Both men really and truly brought it. This was a great main event for the pre-show. Great main event. As I said before, some of the matches here in the pre-show just were not pre-show worthy, and I think it suffered greatly in match list and how you build it. So Tomohiro Ishii saved the pre-show by giving us a great performance with Eddie Kingston. The match was fantastic. Very, very physical, hard hitting drama affair if you like that kind of wrestling. And these two brought it. So the match was great. Okay. Um, Pac and Kip Sabian. Good match. Pac brought it. Kip Sabian brought it. It was great. Great match. I had no issues with it. It had fluidity to it, it had kicks, it had flips, it had everything you wanted in the match. It was great. So here's the thing. If you had this match and you had the Kingston match and you had the Jay Cargill match, I think this would have all flowed correctly. I think this would have just flowed right correctly, and all of the time could have been kept, and it would have gave more time to Jay Cargill and Athena. I think that should have taken place. But we're going to talk about that in a minute. Um, but the match with Kip Sabian was great. I had no issues with the match. I thought the match was great. They they had moves in the match. Sabian looked great. He elevated Pac. It looked great. He looks everything was great with this match. It was very solid, good match. I had no issues with it. I thought it was great. Okay, so we had that for the pre-show. Now the the main show. Let's talk about the main show, the casino ladder match. Great match. All men brought it. They brought it to their game, but there comes the Joker. But here's the thing that I didn't understand, and maybe somebody could help me. I'm just making okay. Here's the thing that I didn't understand. Um, aren't you when you're in a ladder match and you're climbing and you're supposed to get whatever, like a briefcase, a poker chip, or whatever? Isn't the person supposed to go up the ladder and get it, not the manager of the person? Well, anyway, let's just rewind to the end. Stokely Hathaway comes in the ring, and he's got Morrissey, he's got Moriarty, he's got all his henchmen in the ring. He takes down the poker chip and he hands it to the Joker. Now we had no idea who the Joker was until later on, which was revealed. Um, so he takes down the poker chip, he gives it to the Joker. The Joker wins the match. I had a little issue with that. I think the Joker should have came into the ring. I think he should have competed in the match. But anyway, I digress. Um, yeah, it was great. I had no again, like I said, the only issue I had was when he took down Stokely Hathaway, took down the chip and gave it to the Joker, and the Joker won the match. Kind of clunky ending. I didn't care for that at all. But anyway, the Joker wins the match, and even Justin Roberts was stunned when he announced the Joker the winner. So anyway, so we had the Joker. He comes in the ring and he was going to take the mask off, and then he goes, "No, no, no, not yet." And I was like, "Okay." Now we did not know who the Joker was. Everybody was speculating it was who we thought it was, and then we found out who the Joker really was. So the spots in this match were great. They were great. Had no issues with it. Dante Martin, I mean, he was taken out early in the match with Ray. I mean, this was just, I mean, the match was, whew, the spots in this match were fantastic. So we had that. Um, the House of Black versus Darby Allen and Sting and Miro. And let me just say something to you all. If you're not a fan of Sting, if you're not a fan of Sting, then I have no idea what kind of wrestling fan you are, because Sting is something that you have to admire. I mean, this guy had triple neck fusion neck surgery. Silly Blue doing wrestling on has been doing funny stuff lately. And we're just all rolling with it on the WWE referee chemistry while he was outside of the ring. Yeah. Uh, Steel Blue Devil, thank you very much for your comment and hit that like button. Um, so anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so anyway, Sting and Darby Allin, the match was great. It had fluidity to it, it had chemistry, it had everything you wanted and more. Okay, it had everything in it and more. And I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I thought the match was fantastic. Um, yeah, so again, I had no issues with the match. Right outcome, great match, loved it. Fantastic. Um, just to let everybody know, we this is the wrestling experience. My name is Earl Cole, and we are live tonight on the Hardcore Sports Network Twitter channel. We're also live on the Hardcore Sports Networks YouTube channel, and of course, we are live on my channel. So please subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. It is vital that we get your subscription available. Yeah. So follow Hardcore Sports 1 on Twitch at Hardcore Sports 1. And of course, follow them on Twitter, Hardcore Sports N, and be a part of the Hardcore Sports experience. No pun intended. So, let's just move on. FTR and Wardlow versus Jay Lethal and Motor City Machine Gun. Great match. I loved the match. I thought it was great. Great chemistry in the ring. Great fluidity. And I liked the end where Daga's daughter came in the ring and she pinned. She put her foot on the chest of Sanjay Dutt. I thought that was good. I thought that was really good. And she pinned him. So, match was great. Feel good moments all around. Great match. I liked the match. Sanjay Dutt and Jay Lethal got what they deserved. And they got their comeuppance. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the match. Feel good moment. Great match. So, A across the board for me. Bryan Danielson versus Chris Jericho. Good match. Again, another great match. Jericho wins with the Judas effect. And he, Powerhouse Hobbs took on Ricky Starks. Great match. Again, Powerhouse Hobbs shocked everyone by winning the match. I had thought Ricky Starks would have won the match, but I guess not. Jungle Boy versus Christian. Match hardly. It was really not really a match. Christian Cage came out, confronted Jungle Boy's mother and sister who were at ringside. She spits in the face of Christian. Jungle Boy comes out, and the full heel turn of Luchasaurus came into play in this match. He choke slams. He choke slams him on the stage. Not once, but twice. Christian Cage with the kill switch, and he wins the match. It was really nothing. It really just was one-sided, this match. Christian is going to have surgery, from what I understand, elbow surgery, to repair damage to his elbow, and he's going to be out a while. So the match was great. So they're going to continue this feud with Jungle Boy, but now with Luchasaurus, with Christian Cage out of the action for a while. So, match, it was good. It was good. Good stuff. Swerve in Our Glory versus The Acclaim. Another good match. It was great. It was great. The tag team match was great. The fluidity was great. I liked the movements in the ring. Orange Cassidy. Pardon me, folks. I'm young. It's been a long week. Cage is out 9 to 6 months. Great for Jungle Boy to start a new storyline. Yeah. Yes, Daily Blue. Blue Devil. Yeah. So Cage is out 9 to 6 months. He's going to be out. He's going to have surgery. And while he's out, he's going to be dealing with Luchasaurus. And this is great. This is great. Great new storyline to build. We're going to get an answer from Luchasaurus, to why you screwed Jungle Boy like that in the match. But I guess we won't get that explanation. But they will meet each other. And I think that's going to happen at Grand Slam. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I think they're going to book that match, and it's going to let this feud. Okay. So let's just move on. Um, Jay Cargill took on Athena. Now, this match was a disgrace. And here's why. And here's why. The match only lasted four to 5 minutes. And this is the problem this is the problem that I have. You up there, you bash in the WWE, AEW, but you don't clean up your house. Now, this match suffered. This match suffered with lack of time and lack of focus. The match was good. Don't get me wrong, the match was good, but the timing, the way you treated the match sucked. It sucked because if you would have had more time, see, this is what I'm reverting back to what I said before with Sammy Guevara and all of that other fluff that we got in the 0 hour. If you were to take those two matches out and put Athena in there, and then you would have had enough time. You would have had enough time for these two to, because the match was going great. But when you stick it in the show like that, and then you don't want to give it time because you're running out of time, whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? And who booked this? You did, Mr. Khan. So I don't want to hear anybody talk about, well, it wasn't that good. She was green. I don't want to hear that. Jay Cargill is building up herself. Okay? She's far better than what she was in the beginning. And I just wish everybody would stop comparing this woman to Goldberg. Stop comparing her. She's not a Goldberg. At least with her, she can last in the ring. Goldberg can't last. At least with her, she can wrestle and last, and she has stamina. She doesn't need an oxygen tank like Mr. Goldberg. So stop comparing her to Goldberg, because I for one am getting tired of it. I think it's ridiculous. Stop comparing her to Goldberg. She's nothing like Goldberg. She has more athleticism. She has more stamina. She can last in the ring. So there's no comparison there. And she doesn't need somebody from Gorilla taking her to the back to the oxygen tank room. If you want me to be perfectly honest. The Elite versus Adam Page and Dark Order for the Trios Championship. This was a travesty of justice. The Elite won this match, but it came at a cost. It came at a cost because me and Escobar discussed this earlier with this whole bullshit backstage stuff that happened with AEW. Excuse my French. I mean, Dark Order should have went over in this match, not the Elite. But what I am happy about is that the right ended with the means. The means justified the. I guess that's how we say it. When you have an organization like this, like AEW, And you've been in business now for about 3 years, so you should know better than this. You listen again. I don't want to keep beating this with a dead horse. This is the last time I'm going to say this. You don't make your wrestlers your friends. You don't do that. You certainly don't keep writing in your storylines WWE references. You don't do that. You don't expound upon the WWE. Don't worry about WWE. Don't worry about WWE. Don't worry about them. Don't keep focusing on them. Keep focus on your house. Clean your house. Before you, people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Elite won the match, but I'm glad that they were stripped. Right outcome, great decision, declared the titles vacant. Fantastic. Britt Baker. Hold on 1 second. I got to do this. It is Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. And she took on Jamie Hayter, Toni Storm, and Hikaru Shida for the AEW Women's World Championship match. Great match. I want to see more of this Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker. I would like to see this split happen here. That's what I want to see. I hope that they'll continue with this. But this was good. Right outcome. Toni Storm wins the interim women's championship. Great. Then we had the all-out main event. We had Jon Moxley versus CM Fraud. Oh, I'm sorry, CM Punk. Match was good. Right outcome. Strip him of the title. Escobar and I, we were talking about this earlier. And here's the thing. They built up Jade and Athena for a long time, just a squash match. Very upsetting because I looked for the women match on both the, especially. Well, I agree with your assessment. Seals, Blue Devil. I agree with your assessment. I'm going to keep this up. I'm going to keep this comment up here. I want you all to look at this. I want you all to look at this comment. Because this was a great comment. This is a great comment. I mean, it shouldn't have been a squash match. It shouldn't have been a squash match. What it should have been was it should have been put on the pre-show to give it more time because the match was going good. You had it going good. But because of time constraint, you wanted to go there and you wanted to. So anyway, let's just move on. Thank you for your comment. So let's just talk about this for a second. Jon Moxley versus CM Punk for the AEW champion. Now me and Escobar were talking about this. Jon Moxley always gets the short end of the stick when it comes to these bookings. And the whack decisions to screw him out of these titles. I mean, the match that he had with CM Punk was garbage on Dynamite. It was absolutely garbage. It was just too much. This match, however, was was good. I mean, it was great. Unfortunately, though, it has a stain to it, and the stain is CM fraud. Um, I'm sorry that Moxley couldn't retain the title. He should have retained the title. It should have never went to Punk because after the match, Punk became well. I don't want to go there. I'm not going there. He became a jerk. There you go. I'm going to use that. He became a first class jerk, a very unprofessional jerk. Fist fighting, the EVP of the company, you get hurt in the scrum that you had with the Bucks. They had to declare the title vacant. And for what? And for what? You screwed Moxley out of the match. You screwed him again. You screwed him because you should have had Moxley retain the title. But no, instead, you go there and gave it to CM Fraud. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was AEW All Out. That was AEW All Out. Hold on one second. I think I skipped something. Yeah, I think we did. No, we didn't. We didn't skip anything. We went through the entire matches, the entire 15 matches. Yeah. Okay, let's just talk about this for a second. Let's just talk about Clash of the Castle. Clash of the Castle was probably the best show of the weekend. All Out was uh, All Out was number 2. Castle was number 1, and Worlds Collide was the last. The matches were good. There was one match in particular that I really loved, and that was Gunther and Sheamus. Sheamus and Gunther tore the house down. They tore the house down. Great chemistry in the ring, great fluidity. Gunther chopped the crap out of Sheamus. Sheamus slapped the crap out of Gunther. Both men brought it. Both men brought it. It was a little botchy-watchy in the beginning. It was a little, but this was fantastic. This was fantastic. No, I don't think this match. I apologize. Watchy one. I think it was the other one. The other match, but this match was great. This was Chopper Mania. This was Chop of Mania to perfection. So I had no issues with this match whatsoever. The match was great. It was fantastic. Riddle took on Rollins. Great match. I could see a rematch happening at Extreme Rules. Rollins this past Monday night says, no way he's not going to wrestle Riddle again. No way. We'll see. Yeah, so the matches were great. Let's just fast forward a little bit to the main event. McIntyre lost to Roman Reigns. He claymored Roman into the referee. Referee gets knocked out of the ring. We get a new referee. At one point in the match, I thought that McIntyre would have won the championship. No, the black figure came out and pulled the referee out. And who was the figure? Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa helped Roman Reigns retain the undisputed WWE Championship. Universal Championship. Afterwards, McIntyre is singing in the ring. Stupid ending. Real dumb. I think that's ridiculous. You didn't want to give McIntyre the match, but you want to say, oh, here's your consolation prize. Sing us a hum us a few bars. The guy's not a singer, he's a wrestler. What are you doing? But anyway, I digress. So anyway, Clash of the Castle was great. The fallout from Clash of the Castle on the SmackDown side will happen tomorrow night on Fox from Seattle, Washington. So, yeah, so Clash of the Castle, ladies and gentlemen, was great. Great stuff, great show. Loved it. The only match that I thought was not good was the women's match, and I believe that was Shayna Baszler taking on Liv Morgan. A lot of people didn't care for the match. I thought it was okay. How do they get the belt split back to normal? Steel the Blue Devil. I don't think they're going to go back to normal with those. I think the titles are still unified and they will remain unified. The titles will remain unified. They're not going to be split up again. First of all, in wrestling, in any wrestling organizations, F3A, the Godfather, yo, bro, hit the like button for you. Thank you very much. F3A, the Godfather. F3AR, the Godfather. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I sub to you as well. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Welcome to the Wrestling Experience, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Hardcore Sports Network. We are live on 6 different platforms, including the Hardcore Sports Network, and of course the internet and across this great land of ours. We are live on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, all points in between, even the Hardcore Sports Network on YouTube. Like their page. If you are watching on their channel, then please hit the like button on their channel. Subscribe to the Hardcore Sports Network. Follow them on Twitch at Hardcore Sports Network 1. And, of course, you can follow them on Twitter at Hardcore Sports N. So Um, yes. So that was the Clash of the Castle. Rollins and Riddle took on each other. Great match. It was a little clunky wonky in the beginning. It was a little slow, a little clunky one. But in the end, Rollins played with Riddle's emotions and curb stomped him to victory. Um, I talked about the main event. I spawned upon it. These six matches were great. They had great time in the ring. Like I said, the women's match didn't do it for me. Um, Bailey in the control, winning the match. The six-woman match, I thought that was okay. So Clash of the Castle was great. Loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. Didn't care for the Liv Morgan match. A lot of people didn't care for it. It was okay. It wasn't something I would rewind and want to see again, but it was okay. The entire event from soup to nuts was well produced. It was well done. Great stuff. Great Labor Day weekend full of wrestling. All Out had some hits and had some misses. And of course, it had the biggest stain of all, the CM Punk crap that took place backstage. I think tainted All Out, and it tainted AEW, and something should be done about it. Well, something was done. Half of it was done. So, so it was a great weekend of wrestling. Worlds Collide was okay. It had some great matches to it. Everything was okay. It was okay. So, anyway, folks, that's going to do it for me here at the Wrestling Experience. I want to thank Escobar Morales for coming in for half a minute. Well, actually, he did more than a half a minute. He did his thing. He brought it tonight. Escobar, again, thank you so much for gracing the stage. Folks, that's going to do it for me. I'm going to enjoy the weekend because it is my birthday. And, we're going to have a good time. We're going to have a funky good time over the weekend. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Earl Cole. That was Escobar Morales. I will be back again, next Thursday for the Wrestling Experience. Now, just to make everybody know, the Raw Watch Along will not take place this Monday night. We will be back with the Raw Watch Along the following Monday. So get ready. The Raw Watch Along returns the following Monday, not this Monday, but the following. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Earl Cole. I'll see you next Thursday for the Wrestling Experience. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have a great weekend. Have a safe weekend. And please, 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 don't drink and drive. Good night, everyone.